If you're watching this, you probably feel like you're behind financially. And I want to start by saying this very clearly. That feeling is not because you failed. It's because no one ever taught you how money actually works. There is so much pressure in your 20s and 30s and honestly at any age to have everything figured out. We scroll on social media and we see people our age buying houses, driving nice cars, traveling all the time, and living what looks like a perfect life. And when you don't have that, you start thinking something is wrong with you. But money is not something we are properly taught in school. Most of us didn't grow up with financial education at home either, so the playing field was never equal to begin with. My goal with this video is to show you that you're not behind. You were just not given the right tools. This video is not about getting rich overnight. It's about building a life where money gives you options, time, choice, and freedom. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Zara. I didn't come from money. I'm an immigrant and my parents and I rebuilt our lives from zero in Europe with no financial education. Through intentional habits and very conscious choices, I have been able to buy back my time. Today, I work only 2 days a week by choice while keeping a high income as a dental hygienist. Not because I got lucky, but because I learned how money actually works. These are the exact habits that made it possible. Habit number 1, FU money, freedom before returns. The first habit is the most important one, and that is building what I call FU money. Not to be rude or to prove anything, but to have freedom. I really understand the importance of this when I become an adult and entered the workforce. Almost immediately, I felt it in my body. This is not the life I want forever. Not because work is bad, but because the idea of being stuck terrified me. 5 days a week, always having to show up, always depending on one employee for your entire life. I remember thinking, if I don't create an exit now, I will be here because I have no other choice. And that is what FU money solves. Without it, you stay in a job you hate, you stay in situations you have outgrown. And not because you're weak, but because you're financially dependent. When I started intentionally setting money aside, everything shifted mentally. I felt so much calmer and so much grounded. And because of that, I made better decisions. I didn't quit overnight. I reduced slowly from 4 days to 3, from 3 to 2 days. Every step was planned. Every step was backed by the money that was already there. And this is so important. An emergency fund is not just savings, it's an ambulance. If there is a moment when life forces you into a corner, a job you can stand, a breakup, an unexpected expensive situation where people stay stuck because they have no financial breathing room, FU money doesn't buy luxury, it buys you options, and freedom always starts with having options. Habit number 2, living below your means without hating your life. When I was a student, I lived day to day, and I thought I'm young, I will enjoy life now and figure things out later. And I was spending, just not intentionally, just automatically. What changed everything wasn't budgeting spreadsheet, it was awareness. I started noticing my behavior. Sales no longer meant I had to buy something. I stopped buying things just because they were discounted. And I only bought what I actually needed. For example, I would only buy a winter coat when the old one was truly worn out. And then I waited for the right moment instead of rushing. I kept my phone for 4 or 5 years until it literally stopped working. My biggest money leak was eating out, constantly without thinking. Living below your means doesn't mean depriving yourself. It means quality over impulse. And I spend money now on really good food, on my health, on quality time with my partner, on a reliable car that doesn't cause stress, on a calm home that gives me peace. I'm willing to pay for stability and mental space and not for the status, because either way you have to choose your heart. Spend less today so you can live better tomorrow, or spend freely now and pay for it with stress later on. Habit number 3, investing even before you feel ready. I started investing when I was around 22, not because I understood finance, but because I noticed something didn't make sense. Money sitting in a bank was losing value, and at the same time my mother bought always gold. A year later, that gold was worth more. That was the moment it clicked. Money can work for you. At first, I was scared. I thought, what if I invest my money and my money would disappear? The bank felt safe, but safe doesn't mean smart. One of the biggest misconceptions about investing is that it's gambling, that it only goes up or crashes. That is not how it works. Investing moves up and down, and over time it grows. Money that sits still loses value every single day. Inflation is quiet, but it's aggressive. Not investing is also a decision, and often it's the most expensive one. Habit number 4, understanding opportunity cost. This habit completely changed how I see money. I learned about opportunity cost through the concept of golden handcuff. People with high incomes but no freedom. They earn well, but their lifestyle is so expensive they can't slow down. They say today's paycheck but not tomorrow's loss. And every hour you give to your work is an hour you can invest in your skills, in your future. So mortgage, your car, your lifestyle, these three drain salaries slightly. And because people are exhausted from working all week, they have no energy left to build anything else. Money can be replaced, possession can be replaced, but your time cannot be replaced. Opportunity cost is the future you give up for the choices you make today. Habit number 5, increasing income without destroying your life. You cannot save your way to freedom. Time is limited. The real question I asked myself was simple. How can I earn more with fewer hours? That's why I chose a profession with a high hourly rate. Not as a final destination, but as leverage. Saving doesn't scale, but businesses do. Leverage means creating systems where results aren't tied directly to your time. And that is how freedom is built. The mistake people make is lifestyle inflation. More income, more spending, same trap. You win when income stops owning your time. Habit 6, never relying on one income stream. I learned this through studying wealth. One income is one step away from collapse. And if it stops, everything stops. But your expenses don't. My first additional income was dividends. Money working without my constant presence. Multiple income stream doesn't just protect money, they protect your nervous system. Side hustles aren't about quitting your job, they are built alongside it. Ask yourself this honestly. If your income disappeared tomorrow, what would catch you? Let me know down in the comments. Habit number 7, stop trying to look rich. I saw this clearly at work. High earners, expensive cars, large houses. I was working with dentists and surgeons, still working 5 days a week because they have to. That's status spending, buying pressure instead of freedom. I made opposite choices. I kept driving my simple Toyota Yaris. I didn't take a mortgage. I didn't have a large wedding. Not because I couldn't, but because I understood the long-term cost. Invisible wealth is calm, your time, your health, presence. Many people look rich, but live exhausted lives. Habit number 8, living with a money vision. Everything changed when I stopped chasing money and starting designing a life. I saw creators working everywhere, being present with your parents, living fully. I took it serious. I studied habits and not secrets. Without a goal, money leaks. Nothing can grow without the direction. My end vision is freedom, time, and location independence, being present with my future children, and giving my parents rest. Look at your current habits. Do they lead to a different life or the same one? You can't expect different results from the same choices. These habits aren't tricks, they are a lifestyle. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Start with one habit and stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting for you. If this video resonated with you, please subscribe. And if you want to know how I build this habit, watch this video.